A few years ago, after learning about the death of honeybees, I approached Greening Greenfield and we started doing some research. That completely changed how I look at the world. I'm now a nativist, and I want to show you what I've been doing in my yard. The first thing we learned is that lawns are food deserts to bees and other pollinators like butterflies and moths. And we learned that in addition to the honeybee, which was brought here by the colonists, we have over 200 native bees in Massachusetts. So I've been a lazy gardener and I mow only half my lawn each week, letting the other half grow so that violets and other flowers can thrive for our pollinators. I've also been trying to shrink my lawn to support insects, especially butterflies and moths. Did you know that almost all birds eat insects during their life, and that caterpillars are what chickadees feed their young? In fact, chickadees need between 6,000 and 9,000 caterpillars to raise a nest of 4. So we asked ourselves, where do chickadees find so many caterpillars? We learned that caterpillars are part of the life cycle of butterflies and moths, and that most moths and butterflies lay their eggs on trees, but not just any tree. Trees that are native to our area, like the sugar maple or the red maple, but not the Norway maple, which is from Norway, which is a common street tree in Greenfield. We also learned that to find these 6,000 to 9,000 caterpillars, that 70% of the foliage near their nests has to be native to our area. So I decided to plant a forest in my yard. Although it is very young, I already have many more birds than ever before. I planted all native trees, black and yellow birch, several sweet gums, and some striped maples and musclewood trees. But I also decided to keep my Japanese maple because it reminds me of the years I lived in Japan. And I have an apple tree which is native to Kazakhstan because I like to make applesauce. So, although we need lots of native plants, we can still have about 20% non-native plants, your favorite plants, the things that you find particularly beautiful or remind you of your grandparents. Spring is a beautiful time of year. This spring I had fun watching wildflowers emerge. The hepatica first, followed by bloodroot, Dutchman's breeches, foamflower, Virginia bluebells, and marsh marigolds. Then the shrubs, such as my native azalea, chokeberries, and cherry trees, bloomed, as did my non-native apple trees. It has been fun learning about what plants are native to our area and which have been brought here, and which foreign plants play nice and which take over and are invasive. It's also been fun learning about some of the many interconnections between insects, plants, and birds. You don't have to own a yard to get involved and build habitat. You can join a community tree planting offered by the Greenfield Tree Committee, or you could join one of the groups that work on one of our many pollinator gardens. Or, if you don't have a tree in the green space between the street and the sidewalk in front of where you live, you can ask the DPW to plant one. I'm a big fan of trees because they not only support caterpillars, but they also provide beauty and shade and so much more. Did you know that a tree near where you live makes your house much cooler in the summertime? And they sequester over 12% of our greenhouse gas emissions and encourage us to get out and walk in the summertime. To help people find native plants best for your yard and build habitat, Greening Greenfield created a campaign called 70% Native Plants, Trees, Shrubs, and Herbaceous Flowers Count. Check out greeninggreenfieldma.org to find out where you can buy native plants and how to find native plants that will thrive in your yard and much more.